So we are here wrapping up the pregame show with head coach Ryan Mosier of the Colby Eagles. Coach, how you feeling today?
Hey, we're feeling pretty good. We had a good week of practice, really got after it. Things have been pretty light around here after taking kind of a whipping on Friday, but the kids responded well. We had a good week of practice, so we're excited.
Now, sadly, we are going to have to start by talking about that whipping that you mentioned. Holyoke came into town, and really the game turned around half, obviously, a little bit after half. What do you think kind of changed in that locker room and obviously coming out of it that let them get the upper hand there?
Oh, we played really well, probably our best football early on, and that kind of took care of what they were trying to do. We knew going in that they had some dangerous kids. That quarterback's an animal. And so, over time, their talent just kind of took over. And that's just how it goes in those games. You just want to try and keep it close till the end. And, we had a half of that, which is good. So we need to keep working. And we discussed that, we need to be able to do that for more than a quarter and a half or two. We need to take that to the fourth because we like our chances when we get to the fourth.
You mentioned it obviously a little bit there, but part of it looking back is you can't just call it a blowout. You gotta search around for some positives in there. Is there anything that you take from that game that you like that your team did?
Yeah, we just figured out coverage-wise we're going to have to be a little more multiple. It was pretty obvious when you started watching film, and that night really, they knew how we were going to align to their stuff, and they burn us a few times with that. And so just, being multiple in our defensive looks and just open field tackling is our main thing. Let's keep everything behind us or in front of us and then make the tackle.
Now, of course, last week didn't go as planned, but what's the process? You said it was pretty light around here of dealing it with it as a team and kind of moving on from it.
Well, when you get to week 3, you've been through camp already. We've been around, we've been hitting each other for a long time. You start to see people get a little bung up. And so we took a little bit different approach in practice. We kind of changed up some of the just monotonous stuff that we do, kind of changed our schedule and how we did some things. And the kids really responded well, had fun. You heard this week we really were making sure we had music on the field, stuff like that. We had Western Wednesday yesterday, and it turned into Western Thursday. So I think they finally figured out what good music was. So.
I was gonna say I heard quite a lot of Western music. Cowgirls Don't Cry made it onto the playlist.
That's right.
And of course, heading down to Cimarron, they're 0-2, but they played Scott City and Hugoton. Obviously with the film you have, does that make it tough to put a measuring stick kind of next to them and figure out how good they are, basically?
Yeah, when you're dealing with high school athletes, the film could be spot on or it could lie. I really do think Cimarron's got a talented quarterback. He's really fast, and he does some stuff that we saw last week. And so this will be a good measuring stick to see, if we learned some things last week or if we still need to keep working. So bottling him up is going to be important. And then offensively, we just need to get going downhill, be okay with 3 to 4 yards, and then things will start to open up.
Now you're breaking back out the 4-4. How do you, why is that? How are you hoping it matches up with them?
The way our district lines up, you have to have something to run besides an odd front. And so, like we said at the beginning of the year, we're going to be multiple in everything. We just feel like the 4-4 is a good way to go. It's tried and true. The kids kind of know it. And so we're just trying to get stuff where we can get downhill fast and keep everything as simple as possible.
Sure. And does that help at all with dealing, like you mentioned, a dual threat quarterback? He leads them in rushing as well.
Yeah, the more people you have in the box, the better we're going to be with the run game. And it's us showing multiple looks is more what we're after there.
Now, we talked a lot about defense, obviously, last week, but this as well. Other side of the ball, what are you hoping to exploit from the Blue Jays?
We just got to get simple. We talked as a coaching staff on Sunday in our meeting, and we talked about how we needed to get more simple with everything, just so the kids, we can get good at something. We gotta create some sort of an identity, and simplicity usually lends itself to that. And so, you know, you're going to see about the same stuff on offense, but we just need to execute it just a little bit better.
How'd you define the team's identity, or how would you?
Well, I don't know if we exactly have, to be honest with you. When we have this conversation next week, hopefully we know, and if we don't, we'll still be working towards that.
Well, you mentioned talking next week. You are 1 week here from district play. Is there anything, you've said to the guys, or that you kind of get ready as far as, all these games have mattered, but, district, the meat and potatoes of the season?
Yeah, no, we just take it week to week, day to day, We have to take care of Cimarron first. This is the Cimarron season right now, and so you got to win that season first, and then we'll move on after that. But we got to take care of Friday. All
right, the Eagles are 1-1. What will it take to clip the Blue Jays' wings this weekend?
Just consistency and showing up ready to roll with a lot of energy and physical play.
Thanks so much for taking the time, Coach. We are now coming back on the other side of the break with our keys to the game and kickoff on 100.3 The Ride.